Lions TV, this is your post-match analysis video for last night's 1-1 draw on the road against Preston North End. It was a point and a result and scorers I absolutely got spot on predicting, but in hindsight I would have rather gone on to win the game, and I felt that was definitely possible at half-time, but we didn't really perform in the second half. We looked quite nervy, in my opinion. As always, let's kick off the show by taking a look at the 11 that Alex Neil picked to start the match. Okay, so listen, first and foremost, I am 100% behind Alex Neil. I really like what he's done since he's come in, and now in the last 8 games, we've won 4, drawn 3, and of course, lost 1 at that horrendous night down at Plymouth. But there's a couple of very easy fixes and a couple of questions that I'd like to ask. Very simple things that could be easily rectified. Starting out with a starting 11, it was actually 3 at the back last night. He switched it, and it was Jensen in goal, Kramer, Cooper and Tanganga. Femi Aziz was right wing back, Joe Bryan was left wing back, Billy Mitchell continued alongside Casper Denor in the centre of midfield, and then it was 2 10s, Kundal and Bangura Williams behind Ivanovic. Yes, Kundal was on the left, Bangura Williams was on the right, but to my eye, they seemed quite central, the pair of them. First and foremost, a formation change. Okay, Alex Neil used to manage Preston. He might know something that we don't. They've got a very, very good home record. I think they're 13 games unbeaten at Deepdale, and I think it's right back since September they lost a game on home turf. But Femi Aziz, for me, okay, he's scored 2 and set up 2 in our last 4 games, 2 goals at Leeds, set up Joe Bryan for a goal in the right end at Plymouth, and then again on Saturday he set up Jake Cooper for the goal against West Brom at the Den. So I don't understand why you take out our biggest threat in the last 4 games, who's been very, very strong and very important going forward and everything good that we've been doing, and put him in at right wing back. I feel there was other people that could have filled that void. Wes Harding for one, and I'm going to talk about Wes Harding and Liam Roberts. These players are coming in. They've bided their time. They showed very good mentality by doing that. They've come in against Leeds and Roberts as well against Portsmouth. And for me, they've seized their opportunity. So I don't understand why they haven't kept their places. I know Wes Harding was in the wilderness, but I don't think he's a bad player at all, Wes Harding. I feel he's very underrated or spoken down on by quite a lot of our fan base. And I still think he's got a bit to offer, especially with his pace. So I don't know what players have got to do and what message that sends, where you bide your time, you get your opportunity, and it doesn't seem to matter what you do, you're going to be out the side again. So take Aziz out and put him where he did. Alex Neil, I think that was a mistake. He should have stayed on that left wing. Kundal didn't really do it for me out there on the left wing, and that's nothing against Kundal. I think he's more of a central midfielder or a central attacking midfielder. So why not play Wes Harding? Why not play Billy Mitchell there, for argument's sake, and put George Saville back in central midfield? Why not bring in, I know you wouldn't really want to do this, why not bring in Murray Wallace as a third centre-back and keep Kramer where he's been playing at right wing-back? For me, it was the nullifying of taking Aziz out, nullified us going forward and being more dangerous on the attack. But look, a point is a point against a side, like I just said, in very good form at home, so you can't really argue with it. But that was just one thing that puzzled me. Getting into the game, we didn't start too well at all. Again, Preston come forward early and they forced a good save, a standard save, but a good save nonetheless from Lucas Jensen. But slowly but surely we got into the game, and I felt we was definitely more positive going forward. Yes, Preston had a lot of possession, and they always will against us. A lot of teams do, but I felt that we started to get into decent little areas, making a little bit of noise without any real end product. We got some balls into the box. I say Kundal got a few little runs in beyond, and we got these free kicks, which the third one we'll talk about in a minute. Before that, it's a really good cross from Joe Bryan. Ivanovic does everything right. He heads it back across Freddie Woodman, who seems to have lead in his boots last night because he didn't move for any Ivanovic effort. And it hits the top of the bar. Very unlucky. Then we started to really up the tempo, in my opinion, and we pressed for the opener. We got free kicks. The first one, it's from good work down our left-hand side. Joe Bryan was involved in that, along with Kundal. This little overlapping, attacking, running into little pockets of areas, like I always speak about. And then the first free kick, Joe Bryan's over it, Ivanovic is over it. And it's from the exact same position that Ivanovic actually gets that goal. Now, Joe Bryan's over it, like I said, as is Ivanovic. And they're having a conversation, and Joe Bryan almost pulls rank. I understand he's the senior member in the squad at that stage, but I said this in my full time, and I said it in my live stream last night. When Alex Neil come to the club, he should say, look, what's the crack here, boys? Who's been taking free kicks? I've not seen a lot of you. I mean, I'm guessing he probably has seen a lot. He's done his research, upon getting the job or trying to get the job. But knowing what we all know as fans, that Joe Bryan, George Saville and George Honeyman just either kick the ball over the fucking bar or into the wall every time. It's time for, all right, you're the senior player, mate, but we're going to take you off these free kicks. When Alex Neil turns up for his first training session, who's been taking the free kicks? 3 hands go up, the 2 Georgies and a Joe. How you getting on? Nah, over the bar every time. You? Nah, into the wall every time. All right, well, we'll probably look at other options here. And we have got other options now. We've got a lot of exciting players. Let Kundal take one. Let Aziz take one. Or, even better, let Ivanovic take one. The first one from Joe Bryan comes off the wall and goes wide. And then not long after, we force another free kick on the other side of the box, which was more suited to a left footer. And again, Aziz is over it, been brilliant in everything we've done going forward over the last 4 games. Like I've said, since he's come back from injury. And they're having a conversation, and Joe Bryan fucks him off. Now, again, I respect what Aziz has done there, and I respect what Ivanovic has done. Joe Bryan is the senior member of the squad. He has played in the Premier League, and he's probably pulling rank, and maybe they've got they've got a line of call there for what's, if in this situation, he's going to take the free kicks. But Aziz should have fucked him off, really. Knowing his ability, the confidence he's got in his own ability. The same with the Serb. And Joe Bryan again takes the free kick and it hits the wall and goes wide. And I'm absolutely fucking raging at this point. And Ivanovic steps up and absolutely dispatches the free kick in style, showing again that he has got these moments of magic and he just don't seem to score ordinary goals, does he? I think the most ordinary goal he scored, was it Blackburn at home? A last-minute header, injury time header. Other than that, he scored one from his head on the floor. He scored a free kick. He scored a volley against Luton. A brilliant deft chip against Portsmouth. And the one against Derby where he run limp for the halfway line and showed composure to round the keeper. So, brilliant for the Serb. I'm not digging their goalkeeper out because I don't care if their goalkeeper lets goals in or not. But he hasn't moved Freddie Woodman. He hasn't gone in the top corner. And Lucas Jensen got grief for letting our goal in. So, he didn't move. Suits us. Ivanovic gets back on the score sheet. And again, he'll go from people saying he's not up to this level to, oh no, he's brilliant, he's our best player. He is an out-and-out goal scorer, Ivanovic, I believe. And you saw what his game lacked when Coburn come on, because Coburn's so much better at collecting balls from the goalkeeper, bringing the ball down, linking play, and holding the ball up and winning the free kicks. Ivanovic is similar in stature to Coburn, but that's not his game. And he's an out-and-out goal scorer, and I will take that every day of the week because he's now got us a point at Preston last night. He's got us the winner at Luton and at Portsmouth and Blackburn as well. Like I said, point at Derby. So for me, I want my striker to be an out-and-out striker and to score goals. I'm not bothered if he can do the Tom Bradshaw, the Lee Gregory, the running in channels, the holding the ball up. He's a big centre-forward and he wants to score goals, keep central, and when the chances come, dispatch him. That's exactly what Ivanovic does. At the other end, Preston had a couple of chances in the first half. That first one, like I said, there's a second one where the corner comes in. It's before our goal, I believe. And Jensen's backtracking. He gets nowhere near it, Jensen. He wants a foul. It's not a foul, because what Jensen does is he doesn't go up and come down. He's allegedly fouled as the ball's coming in. The ball's already gone over him. He's backpedaling. The ball's gone over him. And then once it's gone beyond him and something's happening behind him, that's when he goes down. Trying to need to get myself out of the shit here. Needs to try and buy a free kick. It didn't happen. Their player stabs the ball goalwards, and once again, not only is he brilliant going forward, but it's a brilliant goal line clearance from Femi Aziz. 2 in a row off the line for us in the last 2 games. 1 from Aziz and 1 for Billy Mitchell. And by the time half-time had come, I felt we was in control. I felt we was comfortable without really being at our best. And I thought if we can kick on there in the second half and up our levels 10, 15%, then we can definitely win this game comfortably. I always say, everyone spanks everyone. Everyone takes a hiding in this division. As of yet, we're yet to just go out and spank a team and comfortably win the game. It's always very tight. It's always nerving. I definitely felt the nerves kicking in the second half. I've said about the free kicks, get Joe Bryan off them. That seems to have happened now. And I question Femi Aziz being taken out of the left wing position. Another thing that I want to cover, talking of Jensen, he's getting the ball and he's shipping it long. It's going over Ivanovic's head. It's going straight through to their keeper every time. Now, this can't really be down to Alex Neil. Well, it can, because he can pick Roberts instead, which a lot of you want, I know. And I'm not opposed to it. I just think that Jensen may be getting a little bit extra hate than he should. I don't feel he's done a lot wrong. I'll get onto their goal in a minute. But he's banging these balls every time over Ivanovic's head, straight through to the keeper for Preston, conceding possession at every opportunity. So if I'm Lucas Jensen, that's where players have got to think for themselves. And like I say often in my videos, these players are professional footballers that have been playing football at a high standard through their whole life. So surely think, right, hang on, I keep pinging that long. It's going over his head. They're getting the ball back. Right, going to keep doing that. Do you know what? If I just took 20% off that, it might drop the right side of Ivanovic. Might give him half a chance. Or it might, I'll stick them wide at least or something. I won't keep pumping them down the middle. So if it does go out of play, it'll give us it'll give them a throw on deep in their territory. We can get up the pitch. It's just very simple fixes for a few things that just seem very, very obvious, but don't ever seem to happen. The second half starts, and I'm sure Alex Neil's team talk at half-time would have been, do not let anything in for the first 15 minutes. Stay compact, stay strong. Yes, the pitch was shocking last night, but within a minute of the second half, we just looked like we was absolutely shot to bits. A ball downfield from their player, and Coops comes across their player. Now he's 6'7". He was going to get there first. I don't know why he hasn't gone and met the header. He's let it drop, so he's give their player the opportunity, obviously, because of the height difference. And he sort of stabbed his foot at it. Free kick conceded, so that should have been a warning. The free kick was from a similar position where Ivanovic scored, curled straight over the bar. But we didn't learn from it straight away. Ball comes back down again. It bounces, and again, you could put the pitch accountable because I don't know whether Jaff mistimes the header or mistimes his jump, but he does, and he's obviously hitting the ball as he's coming down. That's why it didn't go anywhere, and it just sort of dollied up in the air. Takes a couple of bounces. People backed off. So in the first instance, it's Jaff. I know we don't like to blame him for anything. We love him. He's brilliant, but it can happen even to the best of them. And then a couple of bounces, no one sort of went to the ball. Everyone started backing off. And Jensen was also backing off. The guy's hit one from distance. It's come through a lot of players, and it has bounced right sort of underneath Jensen. And it's a good strike, but again, look, everyone's saying Roberts would have done better. Maybe he would have done. Maybe he would have done. But again, I don't know what Roberts has got to do to get a start on his side. I think it's always going to be Jensen for as long as Alex Neil's in charge. And it goes in, and yes, there's question marks over the goalkeeper. But again, the way we started the second half and his defence in front of him and how shaky we were, that then squashes Alex Neil's entire game plan and team talk at half-time. And we were very much up against it. But after that, even said that, they didn't have a load of opportunities, did they? I think Lucas Jensen saved one wide when it was already going wide. But even that, he looked like he struggled to get to. Looked like he was scrambling, diving full length. And I didn't think he was going to get there. He did get there eventually. I was onto it. Coming forward in the second half, the only time I felt that we sort of imposed ourselves in the game in the second half, I think we had 3 shots on target in the whole game. First one's Ivanovic's goal. The other 2 were P-rollers from Femi Aziz, and I got no problem with Aziz because he was fucking at the back, up front on the left wing, up front on the right. He really puts a shift in, Femi Aziz, and he's always looking to hurt the opposition. He had a couple of P-rollers where he cut in from the right and dragged them to into Freddie Woodman's body. Other than that, we didn't really have a shot in the second half. But again, Preston didn't. It was very scrappy. They definitely sensed the nerves in our side, I feel, because they definitely come forward towards the end and we was hanging on a little bit. Again, without having really too many goal-scoring opportunities, they had the one that their sub that come on at half-time. He's clipped one over the bar when he should have done better. And the shot right at the end where their guy outpaces Joe Bryan and drags it wide again, he should have done better. But again, Jensen not tested. The only time I felt, as I said, that we imposed ourselves on the game in the second half was when Bangura Williams goes off. And nothing against Bangura Williams, exciting young player, but it's similar to Connolly, why I feel that they shouldn't play wide. And they should play in a 10 if they're going to play, because they got no pace, either of them. And they're both very skillful, very tricky players. But in those wide areas, with Ivanovic in the middle, we need to try and supply the striker. And I just feel that they sort of cut back and slow the game down. And, you know, they're both brave in possession. I've got no problem with that. But for me, your wide men should be quick. End of story. That's what I was trying to get at. Short story long. And neither of those are. Bangura Williams looked to me, and I'm not digging him out. He didn't look at it last night. He didn't look that confident. I'm not going to say he didn't look interested, because of course he would be, but he didn't look that confident for the whole game. He seemed a little bit off the pace. So maybe that's where he hasn't played. Maybe that's the initial excitement of him coming in, and it's the pressure that now surrounds him. But I felt it was the wrong decision to go with Kundal on the left and to go with Bangura Williams on the right, because they're not naturally wingers, either of them. They don't naturally hit the byline and get crosses in for the striker, and I felt that showed in the lack of opportunities that we created. But when Bangura Williams goes off, and this is a very, very strange one, and I'm sure, well, I know people were talking about it, because as soon as the game ended, I took my phone off airplane mode, and it was all they was talking about in the Lions TV WhatsApp group. It cuts to the bench. Alex Neil's giving Kamil Nesley instructions to come on. And again, I don't know why he hasn't started the game. He's clearly fit. He come in and played his first game straight away, didn't he, against Leeds? And then against Plymouth. Played the majority, or if not all, of both those games. I can't remember exactly if he was substituted. Someone might be able to help me out with that in the comments. But he's talking to Nedgley. He's giving him instructions. And he's taking his tracksuit bottoms off Nedgley. It was a right close-up of a pair of them. And then all of a sudden, it's cut away. I'm talking on the live stream. It's cut back and Coburn's come on instead. Which I don't know whether he changed his mind at the last minute. Alex Neil, someone said he fucked Nedgley off because he weren't ready to come on, which would surprise me. You know, he's obviously a professional footballer and worth a lot of money, so I'm sure he's familiar with the process of being substituted on the pitch. But I always say, and again, look, I could be wrong, I don't feel it can work when you play two big men up front, Ivanovic and Coburn. But I thought it worked really well because Coburn, as I said, has got that part to his game that Ivanovic hasn't, where he can go to the ball. And that, believe me, that was happening. When the kicks were coming long, they was making sure that Coburn was going to the ball, and then the big Serb was pushing on towards the Preston goal. So if Coburn did get it, and he did manage to get it wide to Aziz, again, it's very simple but very, very effective. Then Aziz can whip the crosses in, and we looked quite dangerous at those points. Aziz did get a couple of good crosses in on occasions, but they was well defended by Preston. And again, we huffed and we puffed, and it fizzled out a little bit. And then Alex Neil makes more changes, but he brings on George Saville and he brings on George Honeyman. He did it against who did we play last week at the Den? We drew 1-0, West Bromwich Albion. He did it against West Bromwich Albion, and it works because people keep saying, why don't he throw a load of strikers on? Well, that's Ian Holloway-esque. If you're building from the middle, which you need to as a team, to get out the pitch as a unit and create chances, and it's working, then don't take that what's working away and go and stick a load of strikers on. Like I said, that's Ian Holloway-esque. It doesn't work like that, football. You ain't gonna win a game if you've got 10 strikers on the pitch and one goalkeeper. So he went legs for legs again, and he brought on Saville and he brought on Honeyman. Now, where is Daniel Kelly? Well, I know where Daniel Kelly was. He was playing in the under-21s yesterday against Charlton. They lost 1-0 at Princess Park, Dartford. Where is Ryan Wintle? George Honeyman is so far off the pace of this division. Now, it's an absolute joke, and I feel like I'm digging him out. But not only is he off the pace, and someone put a really good comment on Twitter. He said, George Honeyman's absolutely infuriating me. He said he's been on the pitch 5 minutes, he's conceded 3 fouls, give the ball away twice, and he's been booked. And he's falling over, he's running into the back of people and collapsing on them. It just shows how far off the pace he is, okay? But, not just that, we're allowing him to take set pieces still. He's taking corners and hitting the front man, he's taking corners and hitting them fucking miles over. Like, why is he on the set pieces? Savs had come on the pitch, why ain't Savs floating a few in on his left foot? Every time he's hitting their goalkeeper. And I don't know who decides this, that he should have the responsibility, and Joe Bryan should have the responsibility to take these set pieces, because set pieces are absolutely crucial for us. We've been known for it in the last 8 years in the Championship for scoring a lot from set pieces and you know, corners, free kicks. And it's not ideal. You don't want to be a team that's known for that. You want to score from open play, which we have started to do a lot more. But let's keep that fucking part of our armoury as well. Let's keep that set pieces, free kicks. And at the minute, I mean, why is he coming on taking free kicks? He was terrible. And then right at the end, he brings on Connolly, takes off Ivanovic, and he brings on Connolly and Amaku. So then, to me, he switched the formation again. So that's 3 formation changes, because he went from 2 up front, back to 1 up front, and 2 wide men, 2 proper wide men, which I didn't think we had at the start of the game with Kundal and Bangor Williams. I felt we sort of had 2 10s. So it's like 3 formation changes in one game. Now, I'd say I like Alex Neil. I like what he's doing at the club. As I said, 1 defeating 8. We're definitely moving in the right direction. But some very simple fixes there for me. Aziz should have started where he'd been starting and doing damage for us. The goalkeeper's got to take stuff off his kicks. And we've got to get these fucking donuts off set pieces, free kicks and corners. Joe Bryan will now be off the free kick shortly after Ivanovic has scored. And George Honeyman. But yeah, where is Daniel Kelly? Where is Wintle? Why is George Honeyman? I really feel we pushed on to a new level. But I don't. We're dragging it back down by putting George Honeyman on the pitch. He's done at this football club. He shouldn't be playing. And once again, I say it, sitting here, in the physical state and the age that I am, I would beat George Honeyman in a set-piece delivery competition every day of the week. And I'm sure a lot of you would as well. And that's not even a joke. That's not even me thinking I'm really good. I've got a good left foot. That's about it. Other than that, I can't move. Right? I'm not an athlete anymore. Was I ever? I'm not an athlete anymore. You know, I can't run around. I can't do fuck all. But if you put a dead ball in front of me and George Honeyman, I promise you, every single time, I would fucking beat him. Delivery. Put that there. Yeah, there you go. I don't know why he can't do it. I don't know why he's getting the responsibility to do it in this football club. And yeah, like I said, the substitutes come on. Connolly and Amaku. I like Amaku, and I think Alex Neil likes Amaku, so excited to see him come on. Excited for the amount of firepower we had on the bench. Nesley still didn't come on. I still can't work that one out because he was stripped to come on. If you know anything, let me know in the comments. I'm sure a lot of you have got some theories on it. But Amaku's going to be involved, and it's good to see Coburn back as well. And I'm confident going into the Derby game, there will be a preview up for that tomorrow. But that's your post-match analysis done. It ends 1-1 at Deepdale. It is a good point on the road. It is a point that I predicted. And Ivanovic gets another absolute worldie to add to his ever-growing CV of brilliant goals. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.